Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are doing an unboxing at the beach. What do you know? We're doing it on a beach on a giant boulder, and yeah, today we're unboxing the Firefly 8S. It's a 4K camera that can shoot 30 FPS, and it's pretty affordable, and from what I've seen, the footage looks fantastic. So let's get on with the unboxing. First of all, let's unpack this wrapping. Now, I have no idea how the audio is going to come out. I did check it and with a pair of headphones, and there were like a bunch of ships coming by, bunch of waves, a bunch of helicopters, a bunch of planes, and it took me a while to find this spot, but hopefully we can record in peace here. So let's put the nylon wrapping apart here. Here's the front, here's the side. So we got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, we got video stabilization, probably digital, we got external microphone support, 2-inch LCD, and it's 20-meter waterproof. So hey, maybe we should test it out here. And on the side, there's nothing, and that's it. So now let's take the shield out and put it in the safety bag right over here. Don't want to get it blown out. Some visuals if you guys want. It looks fantastic. That's the ship right there. Anyways, those are the waves. Here they come. And yep. Now, I bought a pretty horrible tripod right now I'm using. It barely holds itself. So right now I'm having it stand on my other bag to keep it in place. But anyways, let's quickly open this up. There we go. And now we have this camera. So here's the camera, put it aside. Don't want it to flip over itself and scratch the lens. Let's check out the goodie box. All right, here's the goodie box. So we got some Velcro straps. We got a nice lanyard, which is pretty cool. And it does a 360 rotate and has a quick release. Hey, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Check it out. So this is how you quick release this thing. It's a circular thing that can go all around, and you press this and it comes out like that. Pretty damn cool if you ask me, but we'll see how that does. A mini USB cable, and of course here comes the mounting points, a bunch of them, a ton of them actually. Oh nice, you even get a bike mounting system, which is something they usually buy separately in a package full of a bunch of different mounts. So pretty impressive actually. And check it out, you get a tripod mount for the camera, some more mounts, just more mounts and more mounts. Another mount here and there, another mount, and you guessed it, more mounts. And we got some zap straps for some reason, a camera lens hood, so pretty cool, microfiber cloth. And at this point, if we kept going, the video would have been a 15-minute long video with bad lighting, bad camera work, and just useless information because there wouldn't be any. Because I couldn't see what's happening on the camera, I couldn't see what's happening on this camera, and pretty much the video was just really messy. So let's go ahead and continue on here. So, as you guys can see, now we have all the accessories on this table. And of course, we can clearly see everything that comes in the packaging. Now, we're going to talk about it. There's one more thing that was in the package other than the manual, and that would be this thing right here. You got a bunch of stickers advertising Hawkeye, and with a bunch of really weird quotes like this one, and that one, and that one. But let's quickly go over once more the accessories. So again, we have the bicycle mount, we have a quick release tripod mount, and it has two mounting points up here and down here, so if you need to flip it over quickly, and you can just easily release the camera out of there. There's also the lens hood that you can quickly install, which is pretty nice, and it's a nice addition to the whole collection here. And these two pieces are rubberized, it's got the same texture. We also have this cool mount right here, and it's basically like a buckle, and it's a clip as well as another tripod mount. And the rest is just a bunch of mounts, you know, 360 mounts, side mounts, horizontal mounts, you name it. They're all in here. And overall, it's a pretty good collection of mounts that is included in the package. Now, one thing that would have been nice if they had included was an extra battery. Again, like the Thigh Eye, it came with 2 batteries. This one only comes with 1. But if you want an extra battery, they go for around $5 extra. But anyways, let's take a closer look at the camera here. So the first thing you're going to notice is the texture. It's kind of a rubberized texture. Now, the texture on this thing kind of reminds me of the ThinkPads. It's rubbery and it feels really nice. But anyways, let's take a look at the camera itself. So the first thing you're going to notice is the texture itself. The texture here is kind of the same texture that you find on the ThinkPad, which is really nice. It's kind of rubbery material and it's just really smooth to touch. Now overall, the weight does feel a bit more weighty, a bit more premium than the Thigh Eye. And this is the Thigh Eye, by the way. They both shoot 4K 30 FPS. And yeah, so on the front, the first thing you're gonna notice obviously is the lens here. Now you can get this camera in 90-degree angle or 170-degree, which is what we have right here. And again, you have this nice lens hood right here, so very nice and useful. Probably where the speaker is. We got the menu / power button. And then you have this thing right here. Now this is something that you probably have not seen in a long time if you know what it was and you have used it way back then. You would find this thing on old smartphones. On old Nokia, Samsungs, flip out phones that had cameras, they would have also this thing beside it. And some of you probably don't even know what it was. What this thing is a selfie mirror. That's right. This is what you use to frame your shot because your old phone only had one camera in the back and that's it. And that's pretty much how you frame your shot. You look at yourself in the mirror, you kind of center it, and you get used to it, and you get really good at it, and then you just take a photo. So it's a really nice, neat, nostalgic piece of hardware in here, and it's kind of useful, so there you go. Next up we have the Firefly logo, and this one actually lights up when you turn on the camera. So there you go. Pretty cool. And it does seem like it has a bunch of different colors that it can turn into depending on what mode you're in and whatnot. So once the camera's turned on, you got this LED right here telling you that it is on or recording, this one right here, and of course this one right here. And if you take a look at the back, you also have this one right here. That's the media button. If you press it, it will preview your videos and pictures. Now in the back, you have your 2-inch display, and yes, that is a screen protector, so there you go. And it's pretty shiny, and I gotta say, it's pretty resistant to fingerprints, so that's a nice display. So yeah, it's a 2-inch display, and it actually looks really nice, and pretty much everything on the display is very nice and clear, and there's a ton of info on the display itself. And of course, on the right of the display, and on top of the media button, which if you press, it will show us the previews, but we don't have a card yet, is the SD card. So let's go ahead and install one. There we are. So let's go ahead and shut it down. That's what it looks like when it shuts down. And this is how fast it would start up. Pretty quick, if you ask me. And there we go. So yeah, media button, you press that, and then you get to preview your videos and whatnot. But anyways, moving on to the left side, we have a micro HDMI port as well as a mini USB. And yes, this camera does support external microphones via the mini USB port right there. Just like the GoPros, they also use mini USB, and you can have your microphone plugged in right into there, since those microphones use a mini USB interface. And on the right side, we have 2 arrow keys, up and down or left and right. And finally, on the bottom, we have a standard tripod mount as well as the battery compartment. So that's the battery, and the battery here is a 1200 milliamp hour battery at 3.85 volts. And this one is nicely packaged. It has like some rounded corners and whatnot, and it fits in one way into here, and that is it. And one last thing before we end this video, I want to talk about how awesome the menus are on this thing. They're very intuitive, very nice looking, and very easy to access. So let me show you what I mean by that. First of all, on the main screen, you can switch between photo and video mode by simply clicking the mode switch on the front here. It will indicate it right here with the photo icon, and on the front, the Firefly logo will turn into green. So green is photo and blue is video. And after you select what kind of video type you want, you can click any of the arrows here and it will bring you to the quick selection menu. So click that and it will bring you to this nice looking menu. Now it looks like it's touchscreen, but it's not. Nonetheless, it is very easy to access and control. So first of all, you have the settings. We'll get to that in just a bit. But what you also have is a bunch of quick mode switches. So here you have regular photo taking, here you have burst mode, playback, time-lapse photos, and long exposure. And you can set all the settings for those in the settings menu. So let's go ahead and click on the settings menu by clicking at the top selection button right there. And once you're here, you can pretty much just scroll through everything in the menu. And there are a ton of settings, and they are pretty much self-explanatory. And if you want to enter the camera settings, not the photo type settings, you can click the media button. And here you can quickly set up the settings that you don't usually touch once you have set. So pretty cool. And to go back, hit the menu button right here, and it will go back to where you are. Now in the video mode is a similar thing, and you have settings, video, time-lapse, playback, and check this out. We have car mode, and that is really cool, and it also has slow motion, 120 FPS of 1080p video. Now we'll be checking out all those menus and features later on in the next upcoming videos. I'll be testing out each function here and having its own video on it, because this thing is just simply packed with features, which is awesome. So with car mode, it basically auto turns on DVR and loop recording. So if you were stuck and you need a dash cam just in case, this is here to save you. I mean, it has a ton of functions, and I just cannot wait until I try them out and just show you guys how they are. And a couple things I want to talk about before we end this video is what's inside of here. First of all, we have a Sony sensor, so it's not some cheap off-the-shelf sensor. And the other thing is, the sensor actually has image stabilization, or analog, or whatever you want to call it. So it's not digital, and it doesn't crop your video. But it only works in 1080p 30 FPS and 1080p 60 FPS. Kind of a bummer, but at least we have that option, which is fantastic, and I have tested it, and I can confirm that it is analog, and it works great. But anyways, guys, this thing is packed with features. I'm going to have a bunch of videos coming up for this thing, testing out every little feature about this thing, and seeing how good it is. And yeah, so stay tuned for more videos about this thing. But anyways, guys, that is actually pretty much it for this video. Don't want to get this video too long. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.